Hi, Linda Bowen here from stampingwithlinda.com, your cardiologist since 1997, helping you create cards from the heart. Today my card's going to focus on the Merriest Wishes set. This is a bundle. It does a bunch of tag Thinlits that come with it. I featured it at a recent stamp convention that I did, and it was a big hit. I shared my samples on my blog, and you guys wanted to see how I made some of the projects. So in the next weeks, I'm going to be sharing several of them. So what I have already done, I've taken a piece of Whisper White. This measures 3 3/4 by 5. I ran it through the pine boughs, and I stamped the Be Joyful and the Emerald Envy. So I've already got that done. What I have got next is I'm going to bring in my Big Shot platform, one with my thin die adapter. I've got my precision plate, and I've got the Wreath tag, and I'm going to be cutting that out of the red glimmer paper. Anytime you use glimmer, I suggest that you cut from the back side. Now I'm also going to be using the gold. This bow actually comes from the Pine Cone Collection Thinlits. And you can see I've got the bows there. I've already taken the 25 and I've stamped that in the emerald green. This circle framelit comes with that set. And next what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my clear mat on. I know the circle really does not need that precision plate, but because I am doing it for you on the video, I just want to run it through once. Now it's normally not that hard to run through your Big Shot, but as you can see, I'm on a cutting mat, and that was sliding back and forth. So it's kind of hard to show how to do that Big Shot with that, but anyways, I did. So the 25 is going to pop out very easily, so I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to take my bow, my bows, and my wreath. I'm going to bring in my Big Shot brush, and I'm going to run that across. I see I may have forgot my paper piercer, so I may need to use my scissors to just kind of poke in those holes to get that to release. Does work better with the paper piercer, but let's see if I can get that to work. I just need that to lift so that I can pop it up. Of course, I always think that I have everything I need for my videos, and then I get over and there's one thing that I didn't bring over. Let's pop this in the middle and see if I can get it out that way. It is just not budging. So I may have to just run over and get my paper piercer. Okay, back. Not the paper piercer I wanted, but it will do. So it definitely makes a difference when you use the paper piercer to get in there and pop that out. So I have my bow. Next, what I'm going to do is do that wreath. Very, very pretty. And I could cut, because it did have the circle, I could cut the center of this out and make it into a shaker if you want, a shaker tag. But because I'm going to use that 25, I'm not going to do that. So just going to poke out some of those chads. Isn't that pretty? And then I'm going to do the same with those pine boughs. So let's just get them out of there. It's hard to do a card anymore without using Thinlits. They are definitely adding so much dimension to our projects. Do take a little more work to work with, especially when they're fine like this. Now it cut out fine. It's just not wanting to pop out of the die. There we go. Got one. And now we'll get that bigger one out. And it popped out just fine. So now we're ready to assemble that card. Going to bring in a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of Whisper White. Just going to score that. I'm going to adhere a 5.25 by 4. This is Real Red. Going to bring in that 3 3/4 by 5 that I ran through that pine bough. And I'm just going to add that. Now, if I would have remembered, I would have used tear and tape on those pine boughs. I did not remember. So we are going to have to use some glue dots. So again, if you've missed that tip about the tear and tape, that is the best thing to put across your Thinlit dies to add adhesive to your fine Thinlits. So I've got this. Let's see, I'm going to break that off about there. And I'm just going to add that there. I'm going to add another little glue dot. With this being mounted on top of, it's going to work just fine. And then finally that bow with the glue dots. And then I'm going to add that 25. I think I'm going to pop it up with a dimensional. And there you have a fun card using the Merriest Wishes bundle. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. Talk to you real soon.